Today we'd like to talk to you about mother-led care. We recognized that we needed to come up with words that represent how a birth should feel and how a visit with a mama should feel.
Right. So it started really just the two of us, right? It was Kirsten and I in this sweet little home birth practice, catching babies together.
Yeah.
And we had no need to say what it is that we do that makes this feel very special and empowering.
Right, it just flowed. As we hired on more and more midwives to work in those birthing centers, we recognized this is so important to be able to verbalize.
Right. And then by the time we were at 3 birth centers, which were really each separated by hours, you know, the same midwives weren't overlapping there, and we had a staff size of 20, gosh, we really saw the need to verbalize what it was that Heritage did differently in the birth room to keep that continuity.
Right, so we went on a road trip and we really thought about it. Actually, we didn't really think about it, it just sort of hit us.
I know,
it was
like all the best
bam,
ideas.
that's what it is. It's mother-led care. It is just a different way of looking at your care, and it's looking at it through the lens of the care provider as well.
So it's mother-led care is exactly what it sounds like. It's care whose power comes from the mom, not the provider. It's really her in the driver's seat setting the tone and letting us know what she needs during her prenatal care and her birth.
Right, so there's 4 tenets to mother-led care.
Number 1 is our job as providers is to provide all of the info she needs to make an educated decision, the pros and cons for each choice she'll make in her pregnancy and birth.
Right, so it's not about a care provider letting a mom know only what she or he wants her to know. It's about all of the choices.
Right. Number 2 is once we've provided the info and she's made that educated decision, our job is just to support that decision.
Right, to feel comfortable in she's the best person to make the decisions in her own life and for her own birth.
Exactly. Number 3 is that the woman is the leader of the team and she's asked us, we're privileged enough to be a part of her team, but she's still the leader, even if we're the provider.
Right, and this takes the pressure off of the care provider to feel like, oh my gosh, I have to make her do these things. Like, we're an equal team. It's this
a conversation.
relationship.
Yeah,
exactly.
totally. And the 4th one is something we really felt was lacking from modern maternity care. It's kindness, and it's caring, and it's respect. And that's something that we hold really near and dear to our hearts at Heritage.
It's really okay for a mom to have that friendly relationship with her care provider and to know that we're all a product of the last birth that we attended or our own history. And it's okay to have that conversation, because if you're all gummed up in that clinic room and you're not saying why you feel really uncomfortable, the mom feels it, but she wonders if it's because there's something wrong with her or that you don't like her choices. Like, it clarifies so much more.
We can all be human in the birth room.
And we should be.
Yeah. So once we were able to really clarify what it was that we were doing differently, why our births felt differently, and why our moms had, you know, a different experience than they did with any care provider before us, we had mother-led care. We had this document that we were able to give to our staff. Now we'd like to bring it to that wider audience to say, hey, you can ask for something better in your care provider. You can look for something better in your birth. And here's some ideas of what that might look like.
Right. So we hope it really helps you to have the best birth that you possibly can.